All right, let's dive in. We're looking at the fascinating, often pretty turbulent story of the band Crazy Town, and specifically the really complex legacy of co-founder Seth Binzer, Shifty Shellshock. So our goal today, looking at these articles and notes, is basically to unpack how one massive hit single really defined a band's entire path, and also the personal struggles that played out so publicly, and just the human story behind it all. Okay, so let's unpack the beginnings. Crazy Town forms in L.A., 1995.
Right. And what's notable, I think, is that Binzer and Brett Mazur actually conceived the idea while they were both in rehab.
Wow, okay, so right from the start, there's that context.
Exactly. And their vision was pretty unique than hip-hop band, but with like a full live band setup, thinking Run DMC, Public Enemy with Anthrax, that kind of crossover vibe.
Yeah, pioneers. Their first album, The Gift of Game, it kind of struggled at first, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Didn't find its footing immediately. But then 2001, Butterfly.
Ah, yes. The game changer. Sampling the Red Hot Chili Peppers, right?
Yep. And it just blew up everywhere. #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for 2 weeks. And that success pushed the Gift of Game album to platinum. Huge turnaround.
But here's where it gets complicated. Based on these notes, it was this massive commercial win, sure. But Butterfly also became like a creative trap.
Definitely. They got mocked, remember, called the Butterfly Boys at Ozfest, of all places.
Ouch. Yeah.
And critics weren't kind either, calling the album mean-spirited decadence, even while it was selling millions.
That contrast is stark.
Yeah.
Commercial rocket ship, but critical backlash and sort of being pigeonholed by this one lighter song.
Yeah.
How do you square that?
Well, it really throws that conflict into sharp relief, doesn't it? The conflict between their, let's say, edgier roots and this sudden, almost accidental pop stardom. They were kind of caught. And the pressure, to do another Butterfly must have been intense.
You can see how that would build.
And it showed. The follow-up, Dark Horse in 2002, it just didn't connect commercially. Peaked way down at number 120 on Billboard. That led pretty directly to the band breaking up in 2003.
So the pressure kind of broke them, in a way.
It seems like it played a major role, but what's really crucial here, connecting the dots, is Binzer's substance abuse issues. They weren't because of the sudden fame, they were already there.
Right, the timeline shows that.
Exactly. He got arrested at Ozfest in 2000 for throwing a chair while intoxicated. That's before Butterfly was even #1.
Okay, that's a key detail. It wasn't the fame creating the problem.
It maybe amplified it, poured gasoline on it, you could say, but it wasn't the spark. It challenges that simple narrative of fame corrupting someone. Sometimes the industry just finds the existing cracks.
That's a really important distinction. So a tough road even before the massive spotlight hit. And the notes mention, even when the band was on hiatus, Binzer still had that solo hit with Paul Oakenfold.
Starry-eyed surprise, yeah.
Hit number 13 on the Hot 100. So despite everything, he clearly had musical range beyond just Crazy Town.
Absolutely, it showed his versatility. But, zooming out to the bigger picture, the Crazy Town story is just so tragically marked by loss.
It really is.
It speaks to those deeper struggles you sometimes see. Guitarist Russ Epic died back in 2004. And then DJ AM, a key guy during the Butterfly peak, who actually left the band because of the drug-oriented dysfunction, as he put it.
Right, I remember that.
He died from an accidental overdose in 2009, and this was after reportedly being sober for 11 years.
God, that's heartbreaking. 11 years.
Can you imagine? And Binzer himself, his battles were so public, celebrity rehab, all of that. His manager had this quote, "We all tried, but ultimately we all failed." Just brutal honesty there.
Yeah. And that note from a sober coach saying Binzer often helped other people get into treatment, but struggled himself.
That's, fairy telling. His family called him a troubled soul, but a beautiful one with a heart of gold. And that long, hard struggle, sadly, it ended with him being found deceased this past June 2024. He was only 49.
Yeah. The cause of death ruled an accidental overdose, fentanyl, cocaine, methamphetamine. It's just incredibly sad. But even through all that, he kept making music.
He did.
Released an EP, Flirting with Disaster, just months before he passed. Even re-recorded Butterfly in 2021.
The music was always there for him, it seems.
So now, with Binzer gone and Brett Mazur having left back in 2017, the future for Crazy Town is, well, it's completely uncertain, isn't it?
Explicitly unclear, yeah. And it leaves us with this really significant question.